Hello class, tonight's lesson is on debate. We will get started shortly once everybody enters the class.
Hi, Simon.
Hey Juan Carlos, how are you doing, my friend?
Good, good. And you?
Good, it's good to see you. It's like coming to class with a friend.
Yes. And
Hello,
all the
guys.
gang is here.
Hi, Simon.
Well, hey George. Oh, I should probably take my work tag off. Let me put that over here.
You work what?
Hi guys,
My
long time
dog
no see,
tags.
guys.
Ah,
Oh,
Hey Rene, how are you doing, sir?
great, sir. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. We're going to do a slightly different debate tonight.
Sounds interesting.
Well, yeah, you're not sure what to think. I would like to say this is going to be more of an advanced debate, because we're actually not going to debate today. We're going to talk about debating. We're going to talk about techniques. And then we're going to pick a debate topic. And guess what?
what?
You'll have the entire week to research it. Then next Thursday, tonight's Thursday, yeah, next Thursday, we will have the whole class to debate it. So instead of rushing to try and organize your thoughts, I want to treat it like a more mature debate. Okay? And I don't know if I'll focus on points as much when we do it. I want to focus more on the technique and see how you guys do. So that's going to be the purpose of today. Now I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've still got room for 2 more people. Is Daniela or Luis joining us?
I don't know about them yet.
Let me make a message, see if they're going to join us. Okay, so I've sent out a few messages. I don't want to get started and do too much until they get here. Adolfo, how are you, sir?
I'm good, and you?
Good, sir. I think you're going to have a really fun debate this time. Felipe, welcome.
Thanks.
Glad you guys could all make it tonight. And, of course, George, Juan Carlos, Rene, and not sure how to pronounce your name, but Sophie Man?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, how do I say your name, please?
Sopian.
Sopian. Sopian,
Yes.
Sopian, Sopian. If I say it 3 times fast, I'll remember better. Sopian.
Okay.
Okay, and I see Mauricio has joined us too.
Yes, good evening, Simon. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Now the challenge, guys, is if you're going to participate in this week's class, it's very important that you are available this time next week. Because we're going to talk about a debate, and then you're going to have a week to prepare for it. The advantage, too, is you also get to discuss it in the forum. You can have your own discussion about what you want to debate. Okay, so you have plenty of time to work on it. And instead of having maybe 10 or 15 minutes to debate, you get about 50 minutes or 40 minutes to debate. Okay. Let's see. Are we full now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, we have a full class. So who have I not seen come in? Anna, how are you, Anna?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks. Thanks.
Great. Where are you from, Anna?
I'm from Peru.
Peru, a very nice country. You've
Yes,
got a lot of mountains too.
yes, and food.
Yes, well, we all like that. Now, it's if can everybody here make it to next week's class?
I can.
Yeah,
Good,
I hope
guys.
so, because it's hard to get into your classes.
Yeah, that's why I'm no longer advertising in Facebook, because I want to give people a chance who really want to come in and really want to learn a chance to get in. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, this is what we would normally do in a meeting. Meetings usually start on time. It's 5 minutes after we've done some introductions. But what I would like each one of you to do is to tell the class a little bit about yourself, your name, where you're from, maybe some hobbies. Just take about a minute to introduce yourself.
Okay.
I'll start. My name is Simon Yates. I'm your English instructor for this evening. English professor, English teacher, you may use different words. I have been teaching with Kalingo for about 2 months now. I've taught many classes. I have English and Canadian citizenship, and I've traveled around the world. My day job, I work as a project manager. Adolfo, would you like to go next?
Okay. My name is Adolf. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Brazil. This year is my senior year. Next year I hope to go to university. I like playing games, listening to music. I love languages. I'm learning now English, Korean, and Japanese. I hope to go to Korea and Japan as in United States as well, of course. And I love traveling.
Excellent. Wow, that's impressive. Anna.
My name is Ana Sofia. I'm from Lima, Peru. I'm studying advertising. I'm 19 years old. I like to eat. I like travel. I like listen new music. Um, I like to play basketball, and I don't know. That's it.
Okay, very good. All right, next, please. Felipe?
Okay. My name is Felipe. I'm 24. I'm a web developer. I'm from Brazil. I'm a big soccer fan and BJJ white belt. And
What's a BJJ white belt?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, okay, got it, got it.
So
excellent.
That's it.
George.
I am Georgie. I am from Brazil. I live in Brasilia. I am 22 years old. I have been studying English here in Colingo for 2 months. And I work and I will be going at the university in the next year.
Okay, great. Juan Carlos.
My name is Juan Carlos. I'm from Mexico. I'm 29 years old, and I'm a mechanical engineer. And I like to see or to watch sitcoms and all kind of movies. I like playing the video games, and that's all.
Excellent. And Mauricio.
Hello, good evening. My name is Mauricio Rodriguez. I'm from Colombia, but I live in Bogota. I'm a graphic designer. I study advertising, but I've been a graphic designer for several years. I work as a freelance. I love work for the community and with the community. What else? I like painting and drawing, and of course, taking classes in Colingo. I'm a Colingoholic. I'm a Colingoholic already.
Nice. All right, Rene, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm Rene. I'm from Mexico, from Guadalajara. I am a Colingaholic too. I spend a lot of time in Colingo. I like play my acoustic guitar and play video games in the web too. And of course, work when I have to work.
Excellent. And the last person to do introductions, Sopian.
Okay, sir.
Or Sapien? Sopian?
Sopian.
Sopian.
Yes. Oh, all right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sopian. I come from Indonesia, and I am 39 years old, and my hobby is badminton, playing badminton, the most famous sport activity in Indonesia or in Asia. And then I work at the pharmaceutical company in Indonesia, a pharmaceutical company from India.
Excellent. All right,
Thank you.
guys. So that's a bit of an introduction. Now what I want to do is I want to share my screen because I want to show you something. I want to talk about how we're going to debate. Okay, can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Not anymore.
Oh, you can't?
No.
No.
I can see you, but not your
Yes.
screen.
How about now?
Nope. Still
No.
here.
No,
Not yet.
Ah,
no.
okay, so it doesn't like full screen mode. Let's try it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
excellent. All right, so we're going to talk about what really is a debate. Now, for those of you that are regularly attending my class, you may have already guessed this, but debating is not about persuading the other team to your point of view. What is debate like, George? When we have a debate class, how do you feel? What do you feel like you're trying to do?
I feel like I am trying to bring my opinions to yeah, to say what I think and the prove that I am right and not my opponent.
So very good. You're trying to prove
Mm-hmm.
your argument.
Yes.
Okay, and that's very important. So you're trying to prove your argument, but you're also, in a way, you're very confrontational. And that's what debate's about. It's about proving your point and attacking the other team's point. You're not trying to convince. So George, when you're arguing on Team Alpha, you're trying to you're trying to argue against Team Beta. You're not trying to persuade them that you're correct.
Mm-hmm.
You're essentially trying to persuade somebody in the audience, somebody else, a third person like myself, that your argument is better by saying, these are my points, this is my argument, and I believe that I'm right because of this, 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 and this. Whereas Team Beta is going to do the exact same thing. Have you ever watched a debate on TV? Anyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it look like they're trying to convince each other that they're right?
No.
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 Sometimes the debate is going wrong.
Yeah. 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 When you watch a debate, the thing that's important for you to understand is the people who are debating are trying to convince you, trying to get you to see their point of view. Okay? And this is something I want you guys to pay attention to, or maybe even write this down. But in the next week, when you're researching your debate topic, you've got to think of how can I convince the audience that my point of view is correct. Right? So you must persuade the audience that you are correct, that you are right. So there's a couple of ways of debating, and we've seen this in the last month of our debate classes. Do you want to score debating points, or do you want to persuade? There's different ways of going about it. Now, you can also make your opponent look bad. If you're really good with your points and you're consistently arguing against the other team, you might make your opponent angry. And if you make your opponent angry, your opponent starts to lose the ability to think quickly. They start to panic. If you're in a debate and you're starting to do well, you feel confident. Now, obviously, we're going to have a friendly debate and we're not going to try to get each other angry, and we still need to be respectful. But you need to think of how do you want... Think of this in your mind. When you're scoring debate points, if you're scoring lots, your other opponent's going to think, wow, George is very smart. Juan Carlos, what was the last debate you were in with me?
In a battle to death, who will win, the vampire or the werewolf?
Right. Do you remember when Team Alpha started? And I can't remember what team you were on, but they scored something like 24 points.
25, Daniela.
Yeah. Was that your team?
No, sadly no.
How did you feel?
Very bad because I went after her and I only made 22.
Okay, so guys, this is very interesting. Here's an example. If you score a lot of points and you get to go first, so going first is very good. Daniela several times has said, I want to go first. And of course, Team Beta says, yeah, you go first. I don't want to start. I'm nervous. The disadvantage, though, is if you're prepared and you let the other team go first and they do really well, psychologically, that's bad for you. You want to go first, right? Now, Juan Carlos said, I only got 22 points. Now, Juan Carlos did very, very well. George, were you in that class?
Yes, I was.
Which team were you on? Were you on Daniela's team?
No, Juan's team.
Was anybody on Daniela's team that's in this class?
I don't know. It was a werewolf.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. This is probably what Daniela and her team were thinking. Wow, we just scored 25 points. We're in a strong lead. Yeah, I think she said, yeah. However, when she saw Juan Carlos get 22, she thought, oh, you know what? We've only got a 3-point lead now. 3 points. That's what they were thinking. Okay? So you want to come out first and you want to come out strong. Have a very, very good opening argument. Now, you could try to convince your opponent that you're right, and they might decide and agree with you, but don't count on it. Not in a true debate. If you're at work, though, and you're having an argument, then yeah, you might want to try to persuade. But in a debate, they're not going to want to agree with you, even if they do. Victor is always debating with us, and quite often he'll debate a topic that he doesn't agree with just to show how good of a debate player he is. And he will never admit to the other team having a better argument. Okay, this is very important. And now it's very interesting, guys. We've debated for about a month and a half, a month, 2 months. And you've gotten better with each class. And it's almost as though I'm now teaching you how to debate after you've had experience doing it. So you've had experience speaking. And how do you guys feel about your speaking abilities in debate class?
I think the debates for me is going down.
Really, Rene? Why do you say that?
Yeah, I don't know, because I have to, if I am in the middle, I have to wait until the other team speak and think about how to persuade that they are wrong. And I lose that ability. I start to sweat and get nervous.
That's normal, though. That's normal. And see, what you've got to understand, Rene, is you know what it's like to be under pressure. You've been forced to debate with. Well, sorry, you haven't been forced to debate within an hour. You've been forced to research your debate topic, be presented with your debate topic, and present within 50 minutes. So now we're going from a high-stress environment to where, Rene, you've got time to prepare. Okay? You can do this in your other classes. When you're having a Portuguese and Spanish class, you can talk about this a bit more. You can research, and so what happens is you learn everything you can about your topic, and you put it into pros and cons. Argue both for and against in your mind. Write it down. Prepare. So when the other team comes up with a negative against you, you're already prepared for that. Okay? So speaking, I think, Rene, you're doing a great job. George and others, you're doing a great job. You're used to speaking under pressure. And as far as persuading a third party, that's me. You're trying to score points with me. So you're familiar with that. Now here's where I think we need to do more work. Listening, understanding, and appealing. I know this is tough because you only have about 50 minutes to debate, you only have about 25 minutes to research it. So when they're speaking, you're scrambling, trying to write things down. You're panicking. You only have about 20. So, sorry, I had to pause you there because we're getting a lot of feedback. When you have time to prepare, and of course the other team has more time to speak, as do you. You have more time to listen. And you should be writing points down. Write things down. Now, I know I've said this in the past, when you're listening, you shouldn't write things down. You shouldn't try to translate. But this is debate. And in debate class, unless you've got a perfect memory, you need to write down a few points. You're not going to catch everything the other team says. Because by nature of writing things down, you're not hearing everything. And this is where you can communicate with your other team players through chat or through your document that you're using. Write down the points that you're catching. Listen to what the other team is saying. We've played the game Hangman before. Well, let the other team hang themselves. Use some of their facts against them. For example, Wolfman versus Vampire. You guys were all over each other. You would say, well, silver bullet would kill him. And then you would say, well, no, the silver bullet wouldn't kill me because I'd be sleeping, I'd be secure. You kept attacking each other. Right? You were showing me that you knew what you were talking about. You were talking to me. You were scoring points with me. I was conditioning you that the more points or opinions you gave, I would give you points. So you're used to trying to convince the third party. So listening is part of it, but you must also understand. Very important. And I know this is hard to do when you've only got a short amount of time. And that's why this is exciting today, guys, because you have lots more time to prepare. And of course, you're appealing. There's many different ways of approaching. So for example, while Wolfman is so much stronger, he's so much faster, he's able to think with his head. He's not using unbridled power. He's not clouded. He's able to think clearly. And the other team, you could say, the other team has brought up some very, very valid points. You know, there are times where our mind is clouded. Our sole focus is on survival. Yeah, we have a few weaknesses, but we're strong and we're fast. And if you look at these movies here, this movie here, we always won when we were up against vampires. Here, we won up against vampires. If given a chance, one-on-one, we will always defeat a vampire. They may be very strong, but we're stronger. So notice my tone there. I'm conceding that, yes, I have some weaknesses, but who doesn't? And then I'm presenting my argument. That's all right, Luis. All computers have problems sometimes. Even I have problems. But it's at least good to listen to this, Luis, because what's going to happen in a week, next Thursday, we're going to spend 50 minutes or 40 minutes debating. So all today's class is about is preparing for that debate. Oop, too far. We can skip this. Well, here's another example of, well, in a way it's not quite a debate, but here's another example of a debate. They're not trying to convince each other. They know that's not going to happen. Adolfo, question for you regarding our previous debates. Was there a lot of evidence in our debates?
Yeah.
Okay, you sound like you're guessing.
I'm not sure, but...
Okay, a very honest answer. George, you've been in a lot of debates. Do you feel there was a lot of evidence presented?
Yes, there was a lot of... for example, my team says that a vampire could die if Wolfman had holy water, a steak, and the other things, and also...
Good. Now let me ask you, George, when we first started debating, was there a lot of facts?
At the beginning?
Yeah, when we first started debating, were there a lot of facts?
Yes, there were, because Daniela and Juan scored a lot of points.
Well, no, I'm talking about when we first started debate classes.
In general.
Yeah.
Okay. No, because we didn't have time to prepare, and even I sometimes I didn't understand anything about the subject, so we didn't have a lot of facts to say it was difficult.
And that's a very good point. That's what I was trying to bring up. With every debate, you have an issue, and you're for it or against it. If you're for it, the other team is against it. You need evidence. You need strong evidence. If you want to have a really good impact, if you really want to do well, you need to have evidence. And that's the advantage. I mean, are you guys excited about having a week to work on a debate topic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds better than just one class.
Well, you know, the last time Simon gave us a lot of time, like this one, because he posted the topic in the forum. So when I start, I start to do the research. So when he told us, now start, go, I paste all the info that I already have. So that's why I think we are made so many points.
Yeah, that's a good point. So here's this is where you can really do well. I mean, that's the essence of a debate. And of course, the next few slides just really talks about what the difference between affirmative is. You know, Team Alpha or Team Affirmative would say blue is better than red. Well, no, negative says blue is not better than red. And then Team Alpha will say, well, studies have shown that blue is a very peaceful color. Okay, well, if they've got really good evidence, Team Beta, you're not going to say, well, no, that's not true. You're going to say, yeah, they may have shown it's a peaceful color, but, you know, and where's the but here? So Team Beta would then say, that's not true, because if you're always peaceful, you won't do anything. Right? You notice how Team Beta in this case, or Team Negative, is conceding a little bit, saying, well, yeah, you might be correct, but just because point A is correct does not mean that point B is also correct. And that's very important. That's why when the other team is talking, you're listening. It's not a good idea to just argue against what another team says just for the sake of arguing. You must think carefully and say, yeah, you know what, George, you're correct. Werewolves are stronger. However, we're smarter. We work in packs. And any pack animal that works in a group always does better than a lone wolf. Sorry for my use of an idiom there, but I thought it was appropriate. Okay, let me just jump down a little bit. Okay, so I've shown you how you sort of construct the argument. We've talked about rebuttal. Let's see. Who can tell me a little bit about what a rebuttal is? Don't read the screen, but what is a rebuttal?
I'm seeing you in the screen.
Sorry?
You're not sharing the screen, but
oh, it's gone away.
Yeah. A rebuttal, it's like you have to hear what the other team is talking about, and with your knowledge of your theme, your theme, you have to listen and it's like you have to go against the argues of the other team and point the errors in what they are saying.
Excellent. Now I want you guys to engage in a little bit of make-believe for a minute here. Juan Carlos, I got to pick on you, sir.
Yes.
I want to have a short little debate with you, only like a few sentences at a time. And I want you to come at me with everything you can. And I want you guys to listen, because I'm going to do something on purpose so you can see and use this. Very valuable lesson here. So let's stick with werewolves and vampires, Juan Carlos, and I'm going to start off and just say a few things. I'm going to be a vampire, you can be a werewolf. You know what? Vampires are far stronger. We're certainly a lot smarter. There's no way you could stand up and beat us. You would always lose. Okay, now think.
Okay, that's not true, because it's a fact well known that that a werewolf is stronger than any vampire. It's really faster, and you know, when just one bite, I can kill you. My bite.
Juan Carlos, I respect you. I think you're one of the smartest guys on the debate team, and you're very diligent in your work. So when you say that, I have to ask you, what is your source? Where did you get that information?
That's all well known. It's in the books.
Okay, what book?
Okay, history
where did you
books.
get this?
I get this from the movies.
Movies?
Yes.
What movie?
Underworld.
Is this all fantasy?
No. Yes, it's fantasy.
Okay. Now, did you guys see what I was doing?
Yes, it's fantasy.
Yeah.
I first of all was respectful of my opponent, but then I said, well, wait a minute, prove to me. Now, I want you to do the same thing to me. Okay, Juan Carlos?
Yes.
And you ask me the same question. So I'll start again, and then you give me a hard time. Vampires, we're smarter, we're stronger, and we fight in packs. There's no way you could possibly beat us.
Where? How can I know that what are you saying is true? Who observed that? Who can verify that?
The University of Leipzig did a study in 1986 comparing vampires to werewolves. And it's a well-established case by Dr. Greenwald showing conclusively in 6 out of 10 times that a werewolf will lose against a vampire due to its cognitive lackings. When the werewolf is in a state of rage, his higher brain functions are shut down. He does not have the ability to articulate and think clearly.
Yes, I'm speechless.
So see what I've done again. There's an example of a good attack and a good defense. I imagine both of your teams are going to be very well prepared for the coming debate. Right? So when you attack somebody, be prepared. They may answer very, very well. And when you're attacked, have all your information so you can respond very, very well. If you attack somebody and they respond well, you won't lose points. So this is very, very important. Be prepared. Ask for evidence. How do you know this to be true? Now, again, with something like werewolves and vampires, there isn't going to be a study at the University of Leipzig. But in the topic that I've got for you guys, yeah, there will be. Now, my only problem is I don't have the ability to pick teams. Okay? Because we don't know who's going to show up to next week's class. So you do have to prepare both sides of the argument. All right? So come to the class knowing which side, that you could argue either side. And I'll give you maybe 10 minutes to talk with your team where you can sort of put some thoughts together. This is the first time doing a debate class like this. Maybe we need 3 sessions, right? I don't know. It's tough. Until we can reserve classes and know exactly who's going to be there, I need to allow for a bit of time. But we'll definitely debate a whole lot longer. I will give you guys at least 10 minutes to work together with your teammates. And maybe what you can do, no, this wouldn't work. We don't know who's going to be in the class. Okay. Are you guys ready for your debate topic?
Yes.
You excited?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Okay. Here we go. The debate topic is attempts to extend radically the human lifespan should be welcomed, not feared.
What? I'm sorry, I thought it was me.
So what does that mean? Okay, we're all going to die at some point, right?
Yes.
99.9% of all people die within their lifetime. It's a little joke. I know it's not funny, but it's all I got. Everyone's going to die within their lifetime. Most people live on average around 70 to 80 years. But in science now, we have things such as cloning. We have a lot more science on the ways of eating and exercising. But what if you were told through gene therapy, through drugs, or some magic elixir, right, that instead of living 80 years, you could live to 130, 1,000 years, or forever? Okay? So attempts to extend life radically, so very far. Okay? So we shouldn't fear this. We should be excited by it. This is a great topic because you know what? It's easy to argue either side.
Yeah.
All right. There's a show called Curiosity. Let's see. It's from the Discovery Channel. TV show called Curiosity, starring Adam Savage. I don't know what episode is, but I think it's one of the first. Well, I don't know which one it is. You know what? Let me see if I can find it on the internet since we're all here. Curiosity, Adam Savage. Okay, this is it. So here we go. I don't know if you can download it through iTunes or how you can get it, but this is one I recommend. It's a very good way of taking everything that's theoretical. This show takes you through everything that's in current science. It's very young. The research is very infantile, meaning very, very young. But they take you through how you can extend a person's life for 1,000 years or more. I believe you can also find bits of it on YouTube. I highly recommend watching this. It'll help you with some research ideas. He does quote various universities. So attempts to extend radically the human lifespan should be welcomed, not feared. Any thoughts or questions, guys?
That sounds great.
All right.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Daniela has missed a great class, and Daniela, I really recommend that you watch this class. You're going to be, I think your eyes are going to be opened a little bit more, and you're going to be excited about what I have planned for next Thursday. We're going to have most of the class to debate. I've just given you guys in the chat window, Daniela, the topic of the debate and a link. So there's the link. And the topic, I'm just going to paste. And you guys have a week to research it. Unfortunately, Daniela, notice guys how I'm repeating myself? Goes back to the speaking skills exercise as I was saying before. You have a week to prepare, but you have to prepare both sides of the argument because you don't know what team you're going to be on. I don't know who's going to be in the class. Because this class is probably going to fill up pretty quickly, we're going to have to make use of those of you that are in the lobby. Okay? Now, some of you have Skype or other chat services.
Skype.
Yeah, so maybe you can
Skype.
even talk to each other through Skype so the other team doesn't see what you're typing in chat. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, what I'm doing, or what I've done, let me just type this out. I've created a forum. I don't know if it'll help for you guys to go in there during the week and write stuff out. I really wish I could form teams and then tell you who's going to be on the team, but like I said, I don't know who's going to be here for next class. Unless you guys can think of something different. Are there any questions about how we're going to do this?
Yeah, so the two sides we're gonna have is who is for the human lifespan should be welcome and who thinks the human lifespan should be feared.
Yeah, so essentially it's about extending human life far into the future, 130 years, 1,000 years, maybe even forever. That's the type of time frame we're looking at. We're not talking about 5 or 10 years. We're talking about huge jumps in human lifespan. So on that side of the debate, You will either welcome it, or you'll fear it. Okay? And so one team will be affirmative, yes, we should welcome it. And the other team will argue the negative, no, we should fear it, and here's why. And you can each look at the exact same science and use the exact same science to back up your point. So this is very different. Now, if you guys like, what I can do in my next class, which is in an hour from now, we could almost have like a mini debate. We could practice debating. We could practice presentation skills. It's a business class, so it could certainly work. Or we could choose what we've done in the past. We could do company A versus company B, like, is Coke better than Pepsi? And you have to try to convince me that Coke is better than Pepsi, or something like that. It's up to you, depending on who comes to the class. We can choose one or the other. And we can use that also as part of the debate, although it'll be a little bit more business-like. You know, how do businesses debate each other using marketing, emails, and websites? Any other questions?
Sometimes debating in marketing sometimes happen when the competitions is getting tightly. Sometimes debating is appear in that situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most companies in Western society usually don't debate their competition. They usually don't even mention the competition's name. They just show why they're good. They don't say, for example, Apple doesn't say Samsung is bad. They don't even talk about Samsung.
Yeah,
they just talk to you, the customer, about why Apple is great, why our gravy is the best tasting gravy in the world. Or sorry, another way, or our Kool-Aid is the best tasting Kool-Aid in the world. Drink Apple Kool-Aid. You'll never want anything else. Right? They're trying to feed you their stuff. Any other questions? Okay, there's been a lot of information here tonight. But yeah. I get the sense that light bulbs turned on because you've had 2 months practicing, and you can understand where you did well and where you went wrong. So I think this is going to be very fun next week. Would you guys like to have a quick little test about what we've talked about?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Of course.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't want to see sticky tie.
Excellent. Let me just get my word ready. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Juan Carlos, would you like to explain the rules, please?
Yes. Simon has chosen a word or a couple of words, and we had to find out which words are those. So in order to do that, we had to ask for a letter in a form or question. Like, can I have the letter X? And if the letter is in the word, he's going to write it. If it's not, Sticky is going to die piece by piece. He's going to be hanged.
Yeah, that's bad. We don't want that.
No, we only have 6 chances in order to find the word or words.
Excellent. And Daniela, if you're still in the lobby, you're certainly going to get to play with us. And these are definitely debate related. I just got to resize my screen here so I can see you guys and also see the words. And George, if once again you could man the sound effects.
Okay, okay.
So Adolfo, are you ready to meet this challenge?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Adolfo, it is your turn.
Can I start?
You may start.
And I have the letter E.
The letter E. I just want you to see what I'm doing here.
Those two?
Good.
Oh, sorry.
Excellent. And Anna, it's your turn.
Can I have the letter H?
The letter H. Well, yeah, you can have one now. Very well. There is one H, and now we go over to Felipe.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I have the letter I?
The letter I. Excellent. George.
Can I have the letter A? Yes.
Juan Carlos.
Can I have the letter T, please?
Letter T. Yeah, you kind of know where that goes, don't you? Oh. Yeah.
Another?
Okay.
No. 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 I was afraid to ask.
There's another T.
Oh, man.
All right. Mauricio.
May I have the letter R, please?
The letter R. Affirmative. I can give you the letter R. Where is it? Huh, sounded like somebody ran into my house. That's never good. Yeah, I gotta mumble it or you'll hear what I'm saying. I've done that before. Yes, very good. Okay, so Rene.
Can I have the letter S?
You can thank Juan Carlos because there wasn't an S before. All right. Sopian.
Okay, can I have a letter M? M.
Affirmative. I can give you the letter M.
Ah,
Excellent. Adolfo.
Can I have the letter F?
And Anna.
Can I have the letter V?
Affirmative. Yes, I can give you the letter V. There are two V's. Felipe.
Can I have the letter L?
Ooh. Ooh. I think George has fallen off his chair. There's no music anymore. Negative. George, the man who got 3 A's or T's, I can't remember, but it was 3.
Can I have the letter G?
Ooh. G. There is a G.
Let's see.
I don't know where that came from.
I think you got it.
Juan
Maybe for that
Carlos.
P, the affirmative, negative, positive. Ah, come on. Can I have the letter N, please?
You just guessed it. You gave up your
Yes.
turn. Mauricio.
Can I have the letter N, please?
N, yeah, definitely.
I know.
Okay.
Go for
The
it.
affirmative, negative position.
Yes.
And my T? The T that I asked at the beginning?
Oh, sorry.
That's when I asked for one more T.
And you had other I and O.
Yeah, I like to make it interesting, though. We've been playing Hangman for a long time, and I
Yes.
thought it was time to
Yeah, it always
take
happens.
Hangman to a new level. It doesn't mean I still won't miss letters, but it gives you a chance for a wider sentence.
Yes.
All right. For those of you who have come in late to class, I really recommend that you re-watch this class so you can understand what it was about. This is the first debate class that I've had where we haven't done a debate. We have set the groundwork for a debate. You've practiced debating before, you know what works, you know what doesn't, and now you know why it works and why it doesn't. And now you have the time to actually prepare for a debate. You've learned the skills, you know what works, you know what doesn't work, you know how horrible it feels when you don't win, and you know how well it feels when you do win. Now you've got a whole week to prepare for it. Any questions?
Yeah, I think
Well, it's not a question.
Okay, let's.
Is that a
Sopian first, and then Mauricio.
okay, thank you. I think this is not a question, but this is one experience when I was in the debate, and the first preparations I think I have to prepare is we have to know very well the circumstances, the situation that we will face in the debate. For example, we have to know the situations. We have to know the people or the persons who will attend in the rooms where the debate is held.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first preparations that we have to make uh, uh, is ourselves. Yeah, we have to know ourselves first. Then we know the persons who is attending in debate.
Yeah. Do you remember? Does anybody remember the movie Karate Kid from about 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, he says, "Why do you keep having me wax your car? Why? I'm not learning how to karate. I'm not learning how to fight." And then he says, "Watch this." He throws a punch at him and he blocks it. He blocks the other one. So the last 2 months, we've essentially been waxing cars. We've been practicing. We've been playing around with debate. And now that we know the actual rules and we have time, I think you guys are going to do a stellar job, a great job in the debate. Now it's 1 minute to the end of class. If you do have a class coming up right away, now might be a good time for you to leave so you can get into the class. Like I said at the beginning, there is a forum we've got set up, so if you guys want to do some research offline, you can use that. That might be very helpful. And the address again is here. And you can start, if you want, you can create a topic that's for the affirmative or a topic for the negative. And we're going to start using terms like affirmative and negative instead of alpha and beta. Mauricio, you had a question.
Yeah, well, it's not a question. Just for the records, we have another topic to be debated, to be argued.
No.
Is yes, the teachers. How hard? What is is harder to be teacher or student? Do you remember that?
I do remember that, and that was the one I was trying to remember for the class. So write that down. We can do that the next debate class we have, but for today, for next Thursday, it's going to be, and what is it again? My memory's bad. Something about radically increasing human life. We should welcome, here we go. Attempts to extend radically the human lifespan should be welcomed, not feared. That's going to be our topic for next Thursday. That won't change. But Mauricio, I think that would be a great debate topic for the following class.